Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you would never ask. It is Monday. It is the 4th of July. Oh, that sounds familiar. Oh, yeah, it's Independence Day in the USA.
Nice.
But it's also National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day. That makes sense. And one that really I think is bizarre, National Caesar Salad Day. Do you think of
I
Caesar
like
salad?
Caesar
Well, I do
salads.
too. They're really good. Heidi makes Caesar salads a lot. But do you think of that for the 4th of July?
Not
Doesn't it seem like
really.
a-
It's
so
more like hot dogs.
it must be, maybe it was like this is the day that Caesar was born or something. It's not named for Julius Caesar, by the way. Many people think it is, but it's not. It's a different Caesar. The person who made it, their name was Caesar. And it is a Movie Star Monday. Our guest today, holy cow, C. Thomas Howell.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
E.T., The Outsiders, Soul Man. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. He's been in a bunch of stuff. And we're
Loved him
so
in the-
excited.
back
You know,
in
he's
the day.
doing music now. He goes by Tommy Howell.
I did not know
Just
that.
recently started doing music. I'm excited to chat with him about all of that coming up in just a bit on this Movie Star Monday.
What can I say that I haven't already said about BetterCreditCards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At BetterCreditCards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Summer is officially here, as you might be spending more and more time outside in the yard. It's not always a good thing, considering 53% of Americans say they have an annoying neighbor. Love thy neighbor, right? Well, 53% of Americans don't. Whether you share a wall or a fence or live across the street, a new nationwide study is breaking down the biggest frustrations with our neighbors. 70% talk to their neighbors, but 45% of them don't want to. I talk to my neighbors. I wonder if they don't want me to.
They probably don't want
Is
you
that why they
coming
run in
by.
the house when I head their way? 62% have confronted a neighbor over their behavior, whether it's leaving a note or arguing face-to-face or leaving it for their spouse. The top 5 biggest annoyances are noise, not cleaning up after pets, being intrusive or nosy, parking issues, and unsupervised children. When it comes to noise, what type of complaints are the most common? The top 5 are loud music, loud adults talking or shouting, loud pets, and loud children. So there you go. All of that information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know a new study shows that over a 10-year period, women packed on significantly more pounds than men? That doesn't seem fair. Brigham Young University
Doesn't
scientists
surprise me, though.
tracked 1,400 adults for a decade. More than half saw their body weight increase by 5%, while over a third gained 10% or more body weight. Women, on average, were about 12 pounds heavier at the end of the study. Men gained an average of 6 pounds during the same time frame. Going by age range, young adults were likely to put on the most weight, averaging 17.6 pounds between the ages of 20 and 30. I think that for me was a time when I gained some weight, because you go from like being a kid really to being an adult. And then for me also, it was like when I was an adult, and I don't know, I would say maybe after having kids, a little more stress. I don't know. I've got a link if you want to read all the details. It's in the show notes for today. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Tom Cruise, what a year he's been having. Tom Cruise has earned the biggest box office achievement of his 4-decade career thanks to a movie. What was the title of that again? Let's see. It's here it is. You might not have heard of it. Top Gun Maverick. Oh yeah, you've heard of that. $1 billion grossing film now under his belt. The movie's global box office taking in now over $1 billion after it's been in theaters. It's been out now for over a month. Industry estimates say the movie crossed the $1 billion worldwide mark last weekend. $30.5 million domestically as of last weekend, $44.5 million in overseas markets. That brings the estimated total to $520 million domestically and $484 million international. So the 30.5, that was just last weekend.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, all of this stuff. And I'm not talking about yesterday, I'm talking about a week ago. So it's even more than that now. So over the $1 billion mark. In doing so, it also passed Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as the highest grossing film of the year. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you need a loan, Tom Cruise is probably going to be able to help you out. So, or anybody tied to that film. They're doing all right. Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Over 380 million tons of plastic produced every year, according to recent figures. Approximately 35.7 million tons used by the U.S. alone, most of which is plastic bags. Majority of plastic bags are used for about 12 minutes, and that's it. Then they're done. They never get used again. Takes about 500 years for just one to degrade in landfills, or degrade. How do you say that? Degrade? Degrade. All right. In addition to plastic, cotton is another thing that has an ecological footprint. 4% of all pesticides are used in cultivation of that. Researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, you might have heard of them as MIT, they're hoping to combat both of these issues. They developed an ingenious solution to turn plastic bags and plastic wrap and other supermarket waste into textiles that would also replace some of that cotton, according to this. Sportswear, shoes, even uniforms for soldiers, perhaps even spacesuits could be formed from fabric created out of plastic bags. The eco-friendly recycling textile could revolutionize fashion as it is resistant to dirt and can be washed on a cold cycle rather than a hot cycle. A team of engineers found ways to spin polyethylene into fibers or yarn first made from spaghetti strings, then weaved into a way that it would absorb water and sweat. That's really kind of a cool thing. No, they're saying it would be clothing. It would replace other clothing. Researchers modeled the yarn by testing its wicking ability over cotton, nylon, polyester, and then dipping the strips in water and measuring the time it took for the liquid to climb up each strip. Plastic yarn wicked away and evaporated the water faster than all of the other textiles.
So when it gets hot and warm, is it edible?
I don't know if it's edible. Probably not.
Is it
I don't think
swell and
No. It wicks away the stuff faster. So you're saying ew?
It does because
it's plastic.
Soaks it in.
I don't know. I don't think
you say spaghetti?
No, it's not spaghetti. It's plastic. It's made in spaghetti-like strings.
Oh, spaghetti-like strings.
Okay.
I thought you said they were making food out of spaghetti.
No, they're not making clothing out of spaghetti. Sorry.
That's why I said ew.
Okay. I was wondering where I lost you. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on Independence Day. Super excited to visit with our guest today on this Movie Star Monday. C. Thomas Howell. He's an American actor that's been in a bunch of amazing films, and now he's got a music career that we're going to chat about as well. Tommy, how are you doing, sir?
Great. Thank you for having me on.
I'm really excited to visit with you about a bunch of the great movies that you've been a part of. E.T., The Outsiders, one of my favorites, Soul Man. That was such a great movie. Red Dawn. As I look through this list, it is just a huge, amazing, awesome list. Gettysburg, Another movie that we're going to chat about for sure, Woodlawn. My wife and I love that movie. But here's the thing. I'm also reading that you're doing music now as well under the name Tommy Howell. And how long have you been performing music, Tommy?
You know, that's kind of a crazy story. I started about a year and a half ago. I came up with an idea for a film that I wanted to do about a former country western singer. And I wanted to learn how to play the guitar myself. And COVID sort of slowed the business down for a second and gave me a second to really kind of focus on this new task. And lo and behold, I ended up moving to Nashville, and I have a band, and I travel, and I just finished my first album. I got an EP that's just being mixed right now. We've got 7 songs coming out pretty soon, and it's just been crazy, this ride that I've been on, and we've had so much fun.
And I think it's super important that you have fun. Now, I bet you've had a ton of fun doing movies as well. I'm looking at this list here. This is a list of movies that I think every actor would love to have. The opportunity to work with Steven Spielberg, E.T., the opportunity to work with Francis Ford Coppola with The Outsiders, and the list goes on and on and on. Another group that we really like that are making movies right now, the Irwin brothers. You were in the movie Woodlawn. So as you take a look back at how your career began, what would you say is like the first movie that was a big movie for C. Thomas Howell?
Well, you know, I started, my father was and still is a stunt coordinator in the business, and so that was my introduction to Hollywood. I sort of figured I'd be doing stunts like the rest of my family. All my family members are stunt people. But I started acting a little bit, did some commercial stuff and some TV stuff, and that led to an audition for E.T., which surprisingly I landed. And lo and behold, I started acting a little bit, and it wasn't too long after that I booked a role in The Outsiders, and I started working quite a bit. And you know, once you go from Spielberg to Coppola, it kind of paves the way for you a little bit, you know, as a kid. And I did a lot of work as a young kid and managed to roll that into, you know, working as an adult, and somehow I'm still around.
I love that. And some films that you've been a part of that, again, Soul Man, love that. Red Dawn, love that. But another one that's more recent that my wife and I, we absolutely loved your character in this, Woodlawn, and you got to be one of the coaches. I bet that was a fun role to play.
Yeah, you know, I like playing sort of the nemesis or flawed characters, and that was just a great group of people that came together with a story that was, you know, based on truth, and was really kind of, for me, just a special piece to be a part of. And you know, it's got some faith-based elements to it, but it's really just a good sort of feel-good kind of home fun movie, which you don't see too many of anymore, and you know, I'm proud of that little piece.
Again, our guest today, C. Thomas Howell, and in addition to having an amazing movie career, he's now got a new music career under the name of Tommy Howell. Tommy, where can we go if we would like to find some of your music? How do I find that? Is it online somewhere?
Well, we're going to be on all digital platforms here in a few weeks, and I'll be making that announcement soon. I'm super excited about that.
What type of music, if you're going to say the genre? I know you said you live in Nashville. Is it more like a country sound?
You know, we're sort of a mountain music vibe. We got a little bit of a southern feel to us, but it's not, I couldn't really put us in the country department, but there's definitely a bluegrass element to it, you know?
Well, I am looking forward to hearing the music. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I will find a song or two, and I will put a link to that in the show notes for today to make it really easy for everybody to find your music. And again, our guest today, C. Thomas Howell. Tommy, thank you for your time today. It's been a ton of fun.
What a great call. I sure appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely. Again, Tommy, thank you for your time today. Our guest today has been C. Thomas Howell, American actor. Again, you know him from a bunch of movies. I forgot to even mention TV shows because TNT series Southland, also The Walking Dead. I mean, he's done it all. And now he's doing music, too. Again, I'm going to find some music. I'll throw a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening on a Movie Star Monday.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A study found that puppies reach peak cuteness at age 6 weeks to 8 weeks, depending on the breed. Somebody got to do a study
I
looking
love
at
puppies.
Can you imagine that? Look at this puppy. Is it cute? It's like, oh, he's kind of cute. He's not peak cute. He's pretty cute. And they got to go through and do a study doing that. How great would that be?
I would agree with that, though, because Cassie was
our
about
dog.
6 weeks when we
She's still adorable.
got her.
But then
and
we
she
see
was
images from
so
like a year
cute.
ago, and you're like, oh, look how cute
Yeah.
she was.
She
Laying down, and
was.
she looks at you and growls. I'm like, oh, you're still cute. But you was even cuter. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Eating spicy foods can cool you down on a hot day. That sounds kind of backwards.
Really?
Yeah, fun stuff.
I suppose that's like your theory of getting in the hot tub when
Oh,
you're
yeah,
hot.
I do. It makes
Yeah.
sense. And then you get out and you're cool. All right, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Jogging is considered running when it exceeds a speed of 6 miles per hour. Yeah, so that's where jogging becomes running. There you go. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Video games train the human brain to make faster real-life decisions. So if you've got a kid playing video games, it's not all bad. There you go. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi.
Sure.
This food is thrown away more often than any other food. What food is it? Oh, I know we do this.
Lettuce.
No, bananas. When we get bananas,
yeah.
bananas go
They
from...
go bad so fast.
And the thing is, they go from, they're too ripe, or they're too green, to...
There's like a 1 day
Yeah,
window.
you have like a 14-minute window to eat
Yeah.
bananas. All right, that is the Mint Mobile question of the day, brought to you by mintervention.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for some weird news, brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. Oh, this is interesting. Cheese lovers can now wear their favorite dairy products on their fingertips, thanks to Velveeta cheese and a British nail polish brand, Nails Inc. A limited edition set of 2 cheese-scented polishes
Ew.
are going for $15 on their website. It includes
So gross.
2 shades, Heidi. Finger Food, a bright red, and La Dolce Velveeta, a creamy yellow. What is wrong?
Gross.
Why would you want that? Polish's signature cheesy scent only appears when they are dry. So if they're wet, you don't smell them. But when they're dry and you sniff
Why
your
would
fingers.
you want your hands to smell like cheese?
What is that scent? I don't know. It's Velveeta. It's up all,
so disgusting.
it's all up in my fingertips. So it just seems really weird to me. I don't know why anybody needs that. Thanks for listening. That's why it's weird news, by the way. Brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Since we had a weird story today about cheese, I thought this would be the perfect time to crack out some cheesy jokes, Heidi.
Okay.
What do you call an alligator detective?
What?
An investigator.
Okay.
What do you call a scarecrow? Or I'm sorry, why did the scarecrow win an award?
Why?
Because he was outstanding in his field. How many more do I have to do? All right. What lights up a soccer stadium, Heidi?
What, John?
A soccer match. See, because it's a...
I see.
Oh, these are terrible. Why shouldn't you write with a broken pencil?
Why?
Because it's pointless. And we'll do one more.
Oh.
One more. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, by the way, for the cheesy jokes. I do appreciate these. What's the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu?
What?
Well, one requires tweetment, while the other requires an ointment. Ointment. So sorry. Thanks for listening. That is the list. I have all of those if you want to torture somebody. You can find them in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Our quote today from Shirley MacLaine.
Okay.
Shirley MacLaine, an actress. She said, "The best way to get most husbands to do something is to suggest that perhaps they're too old to do it."
That's not a bad idea, actually. Oh, you're probably too old for that, honey.
Yeah.
Why don't you sit down?
Yeah, we should probably hire someone to do that. You're way too old to, like, hey, hang on a second. I might put my back out in the process, but I'm doing it. All right, so quote of the day comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. This is a really cool story. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Here's the headline. Listen to this. For the first time in, well, ever, there are no girls incarcerated at a Hawaii Youth Correctional Facility. How great is that?
That's good.
Yeah, the Hawaii Youth Correctional Facility has announced that for the first time since they opened 60 years ago, there are no girls locked up. The last girl to be incarcerated left a couple weeks ago. Incarcerated. Not incarcerated. I don't know what that is. I almost said incinerated. That's a whole different thing. That's not good. Officials stated the decline in girls' incarceration at the Kauai facility dropped 42% from 2018 to this year.
Wow.
They, let me see here. They say the success was made possible after years-long effort to divert kids away from juvenile corrections into community programs and, more importantly, towards mental health support and support groups for victims of abuse. They said, we're trying to create a continuity of trauma-informed care throughout our program to meet each child at the level that they're at in dealing with these issues. I like that. Mm-hmm. So I guess you can read all of the details if you want to do it. I've got a link to the story and all of the stuff here, but I think this is a really neat idea. Rather than saying, okay, we're going to get you in the system and then we're going to treat everybody the same and throw you in a cell, and you know when your time is up, you leave. But what they're saying is instead of doing that, they're putting them through specialized programs to help them. So hopefully, when the program is done, they don't get back into the system again. I love that. I think it's a neat idea.
Fantastic.
I've got a link to the story if you want to read all of the details, because I'm sure there are things that I skipped over because, you know, it's several pages and I ran through it quick. You can find that. It's at the bottom of the page in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.